Splatoon music fucking rocks, non-debatable. However, some of the music rocks less than others. A couple days ago, I saw a video of someone ranking all of the multiplayer battle songs in Splatoon 3, and it was a good video. And I thought in my head, yeah, I can make a list. My opinions are just so objectively correct. Let's do this. So, here's the objective Splatoon 3 multiplayer battle song list, excluding Splatfest songs, based on facts and logic. There's no opinions here. Everything stated is absolutely correct, and if you disagree, you're wrong. You're wrong. Number 21, Rockabilly Blues. Look, I like Yoko and the Gold Bazookas. They're a really cool band with a super unique style, and you'll see that their other songs are much further up on the list. But Rockabilly is just so aggressively mid. I can't really identify anything I like about this song, which really sucks, because like I said, I like Yoko a lot. It's just so disappointing that this one is just not it. I think this is the only song in the game where when I hear the first couple notes, I'm like, oh great, it's this song, can't wait to listen to it again, yippee, you know? I guess some of the guitar riffs are cool, but it is nowhere near enough to carry the song. This one just makes me sad a little. Number 20, Tentacle to the Metal. Here's where the list started getting a bit harder to rank for me. Rockabilly was the easiest last place I can make, but after that, there aren't any songs I would consider bad. Unfortunately, that does mean that Damp Socks is next on the chopping block. Look, Damp Socks isn't bad, it's just a lot harder to vibe with than the other tracks. And it's not to say that Off the Hook's vocals are bad here, they're easily some of the highlights of the songs, but overall, Tentacle to the Metal falls short of some of the other tracks. You know a game's soundtrack is good, when the second to last place song is still pretty solid, all things considered. Number 19, Headhammer. First Seaside entry on the list, and this one is notably worse than the others. I don't like this hoo-ha sound, it's just not good, I don't like it. Honestly, that sound brings the song down a lot. Rest of the song's alright, but god, what is that? Aside from that, my only other complaint would be that it sounds a little generic, but it's got some really unique and cool parts, so I can't really say that about a lot of it. However, you're gonna hear that a lot about these next two songs. Number 18 and number 17, Sandy Side Up and See Me Now. Front Row is probably one of, if not the most disappointing bands in Splatoon 3. For being mostly comprised of members from Squid Squad of Splatoon 1, you'd expect their tracks to live up to their previous stuff, and it just doesn't. The songs aren't bad per se, but they just come off as bland and uninspired, especially when you compare them to the Splatoon 1 songs. They're just so not unique. The vocals are okay, but go nowhere near the heights of Splatoon 1 Squid Squad. I don't know if it's an unfair comparison here, since canonically over 7 years passed between bands, like yeah, no shit, they're gonna sound different, but it's just so bland. Give me something cool, please. Anyway, See Me Now has a slight edge over Sandy Side Up, but they're both pretty blast songs. Honestly, kind of upsetting, really expected more from them. Number 16, Candy Coated Rocks. Is Candy Coated Rocks really that much better than Tentacle to the Metal? No, not really. But I couldn't live with myself putting Headhammer or the Front Row tracks any higher than they are, so here's Candy Coated Rocks. Not much to cover here that I didn't already mention in the last Damp Socks song. Like, yeah, it's good, but it doesn't bang as hard as the other tracks in the game. And you're probably going to hear me say that a lot going into the rest of the list, because as far as things are concerned, every single song from here on out are really good. Like stuff I re-listen to on YouTube and whenever, just because I really like them. There's not going to be a whole lot of negatives from here on out. Number 15, Slopping Spree. Okay, before I start talking about the song itself, instant 10 out of 10 for the name. Fucking Slopping Spree? Slopping Spree. Be so for real right now. The devs named the song Slopping Spree. I could say Slopping Spree for 20 minutes straight and just make that the video. Slopping Spree. Anyway, the song's alright, but it's notably worse than the other Chirpy Chip songs. For being one of the best bands in the series and appearing in all 3 games, this one's kinda mid. Definitely the worst Chirpy Chip song, but again, that's not saying much when you're comparing it to a lot of bangers. It's an alright song, it just doesn't hit as hard as everything else. Number 14, Now or Never. Now or Never Seaside Edition. This is like the 6th fucking remix of the song. Like, it's good, but god, I've heard it so much, it kinda loses its charm after a while. It's definitely fitting of the Splat 3 Chaos vibes that all of the Seaside tracks do really well, but at the end of the day, it's still Now or Never. It's still the billionth rendition of the same song over and over and over again. It's cool, I like it, but it's Now or Never. Not much more to say than that. Number 13, No Plan Survives. Riot Act's first entry on the list, and it's a pretty good one. The violin is okay. It's definitely not my favorite thing in the world, but I don't blame you if you love it. It's still really solid. I think the standout part of this song is the guitar. Some parts just hit different, and this build-up, why is this not longer? Why is it like 5 seconds, please? Overall, it's a pretty good standard Splatoon 3 song. Number 12, Skablam. I told you Yoko would be higher on the list. Skablam is really good actually. Even though the first time I listened to it in the Sizzle Season trailer, I wasn't the biggest fan, it's definitely grown on me over time. I love the quiet vocals and the whole call and response part. It's really cool and unique compared to the usual super guitar heavy songs of the game. Solid song. Number 11, Shifting Stars. Hey, it's the other Riot Act song. I find this one a lot more consistently good than the other one, even if no individual part hits as fucking hard as that one guitar part and no plan survives. Please make that a whole song, Nintendo, I beg. The riffs are still super cool and energetic, and it's still a solid addition to the soundtrack. Definitely still a banger. Number 10, No Quarters. Chirpy Chips just barely makes the top 10 with no quarters. Honestly, this one's your standard Chirpy Chip song. The guitar and 8-bit synths mesh super well together, and the vocals from Harmony are solid as ever. This part in particular, really stands out and brings the song up in my opinion. Definitely a big improvement over Slopping Spree and a super enjoyable listen. Number 9, Three Horn Circus. I'm kinda surprised to rank this one above Skablam, since Skablam was definitely my favorite of the two for a while. But I don't know, this one just grew on me. Every part of the song is filled with a lot of energy that Skablam just can't quite match, and the vocals are a tad bit better too. Really good stuff, I enjoyed a lot. Number 8, Amalgamania. The first Sashimori song on the list, and unsurprisingly, it's really fucking good. Sashimori was definitely one of my favorite bands from Splatoon 2, and I'm so happy they returned here. Their vibes are super unique and bring a lot of originality to the OST. I know a lot of people dislike this one since the sound effects in one part go pretty crazy, but stuff like Ink Theory and S2 was way more distracting to me, and I don't think it sounds half bad. Vocals are definitely a little goofy at times, but I think it works well enough. And the drop of the song, look, I don't know music terms, I play Geometry Dash, has a lot of energy and is super fun to listen to. And god, that guitar goes fucking nutty at some points. Another Sashimori banger, they really can't miss. Number 7, Splatack. The first ever song we heard for this game, and of course it's gonna be really good. It's Splatack, it can't be bad. Even though it's one of the most remixed songs in the franchise, it still holds up really well, and it fits the hard rock aesthetic of Seaside perfectly. I'd even go as far as to say that the vocals are a bit of an improvement over the original too. Incredibly good song, but it was Splatack, of course it would be great. Number 6, Triple Dip. Vocals hard carry this song. 100% this song has some of my favorite vocals in the series, from the long uninterrupted verse from the female vocalist and the funny little haze from the male vocalist. It's so nice to listen to, especially paired with the excellent guitars and drums. Fits the Seaside aesthetic perfectly and is definitely an absolute banger. I don't like the name though. Triple Dip, what even is that? I don't think it fits the song very well. Honestly, it should switch names with Headhammer. I think that'd be better. That'd be more fitting for it. Number 5, Rip Stop and Go. You know a band is good when their first entry on this list is at number 5, and I even debated moving it up to number 4. Rip Stop and Go is such a clean song, with super jammy bass lines and synths. H2O gets compared to Wet Floor a lot, and that's definitely not without merit, since Wet Floor also leaned super hard into synths and basses, but you can really tell that it's distinct and its own thing. The vocals are fucking awesome too, like this part. Always so cool to listen to. H2O is definitely one of my favorite bands in the franchise, but side tangent, why'd they name the band H2O? Like really? H2O? That's one of the worst band names in this game by far. It's not like a good or clever pun. It's really annoying actually. I hate how much I despise the name with songs this good. But like, come on Nintendo. H2O? Seriously? How much money did you pay the person to come up with that? Because whatever it is, it's too fucking much. H2O. H2O my fucking ass. Shit ass fucking band name. I hate you and whatever you stand for. Number 4. Paint Scraper. Splatoon needs to do more metal. This is the closest song we get to heavy metal in this game, and it sounds so goddamn good. Splatoon's tried metal before, notably with Metalopod being the closest, but it feels like they didn't take it too seriously then, with Quinn's over-the-top vocals. Here though, you can tell they tried, and it fits the game so well. The drop part can get a little messy and crowded with all the noises going on, but it's still super energetic, and I love it a lot. Number 3. Clickbait. Splatoon 3's Anthem. This is the first original S3 song we got to hear being featured in the single player trailer, and you could tell the musicians poured their hearts into this one. This song just screams Splatoon 3 and Seaside. It's super jammy with great vocals. I can't really say much more about this one. It just is the quintessential Splatoon 3 song, perfectly encapsulating the chaotic vibes this game tries to go for. Really, really good stuff, and definitely Seaside's best song. Number 2. Sea Source. God, this song is so fucking good. Reminiscent of Entropical, which was my favorite multiplayer track from Splatoon 2, while being distinct and providing a new experience. God, it's so good! The vocals, the guitars, the drums, everything just hits, man! I'm so glad Sashi Mori came back. They're so unique and cool and awesome and cool and unique and awesome, and I love them so much! Sea Source is easily the better of the two, and I'm kinda confused why they didn't use it for the season trailer. It's so hype and brings the energy so well. Easy number 2 spot. And if you've watched like any of my other videos, you'll know what number 1 has to be. Number 1. Aquasonic. Not even a contest. Aquasonic is like the perfect Splatoon song. The way the synths, bass lines, guitars, and vocals all work together is just fucking perfect and is such a jam. The song never has a low point, and every time I hear the first couple notes in a game, a goofy little smile appears on my face, and I just start jamming out. God, the bass in this song is so good. It's reminiscent of Wet Floor, but in a way that makes it really good instead of feeling derivative or like the same thing again. Just incredible stuff. I can't profess my love for this song enough. Too bad the band that made it is named fucking H2O. Hey, it's Editing Miser here. This is the first time I've done a non-gameplay video, so it's definitely a bit of a departure from my usual stuff, but I hope it came out alright. I'm not a music guy, so it was really hard to describe what I liked and what I didn't on this list, and honestly, I love a lot of these songs. The whole middle part of the list you can shuffle around and I'd be fine with it. If you got to the end, you must have liked it. I might do more of this, but with the other songs, like from the single players and Splatfests and stuff, I think that'd be neat. I don't know. Okay, have a lovely day. I should get an outro. Holy shit, that sucked.